Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching my channel, The Witty Turtle. Now we are going to start with rates of depreciation. There are like, what is the first class of your first class of asset? That is your buildings, right? So buildings में क्या होता है? If it is a residential building का मतलब क्या होता है? कोई भी company, if that company is having residential area for the employees, then those buildings come under residential building. So depreciation will be charged at a rate of 5% for residential buildings. Similarly, for non-residential buildings like your office, go down, etc., etc., depreciation is charged at a rate of 10%. Residential 5%, non-residential 10%. Now, the next is what? uh, those temporary erections of buildings. For example, if there is any kind of construction going on, okay, so in those construction areas जो टेम्पररी इरेक्शन होता है विथ वुडन स्ट्रक्चर्स और मे बी वो जो पता नहीं जो अलग अलग मटेरियल के बनते हैं, वो सब स्ट्रक्चर के जो भी बिल्डिंग्स होते हैं विच इज़ टेम्पररी इन नेचर, फॉर दोज houses you can claim depreciation at a rate of 40%. Residential 5%, non-residential 10%, temporary houses 40%, right? And all these things fall under the same class of asset, but you have different blocks. Why? Because their rate of claiming depreciation is different, right? Three blocks you have here: 5%, 10%, and 40%. Now coming to the second class of asset, that is your furniture and fittings. So here furniture and fittings also include the electrical fittings. So all these furniture and fittings are uh, charged to depreciation under a rate of 10%, right? 10%. Now coming to the last class, that is your intangible asset. Intangible asset includes which all things? Know-how, patent, trademark, copyright, licensing, franchise business, or any kind of business involved in commercial trade. So trade rights, okay, not commercial trade, but that is known as your trade rights. So all these things which excludes your goodwill does not come under this, right? Try to remember this. This is a recent amendment, so you might expect question from this. So इन सब पे किस रेट में depreciation लगता है? इन सब पे 25% के रेट में you can claim depreciation, right? So this is the last class of asset. Now only one class of asset is remaining for us, that is your plant and machinery. So plant and machinery में भी बहुत सारे blocks बनेंगे because the rate of depreciation is different for different blocks. So under the class plant and machinery, the first block that we are going to study is motor vehicles which are used for the purpose of running them on hire. Simply you can say motor vehicle in case of hiring business. So उनके लिए क्या rate of depreciation है? That is 30%. But here is a catch, that if you are acquiring that particular motor vehicle or that particular asset in between 23rd August 2019 to 31st March 2020, 23rd August 2019 से लेके 31st March 2020 के बीच में अगर आपने अक्वायर किया है, then you can claim a depreciation at the rate of 45% for its entire life, right? So what generally happened during this particular period, there was a drastic reduction in the sale of motor vehicles like motor buses, motor cars, motor your lorries. So during that period, Nirmala Sitharaman came with a provision that whoever purchases the vehicles between this particular period can claim a depreciation up to 45% for the entire life of that asset, right? Similarly, this is the first block. What is the second block? The second block says if there is any motor vehicle which is not used for hiring business, right? For non-hiring business, the depreciation is at a rate of 15%. But similarly, if the motor vehicles are acquired between 23rd August 2019 to 31st March 2020, then it will be the depreciation can be claimed at a rate of 30%. Now the next block is the third block is any kind of ships, right? Any kind of ocean going ships or vessels which is ordinarily operating on inland waters, which also includes speed boats, right? जो कि inland water में ही operate कर रहा है. All those ships or vessels or speed boats are eligible for a depreciation at a rate of 20%. Now, now comes that any kind of renewable energy devices which is installed on or before 31st March 2014, any kind of energy renewal devices which is installed on or before 31st March 2014, all those devices are eligible for depreciation at a rate of 15%. सिमिलरली ऑयल वेल्स जो होता है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, तेल का कुआं, ऑल दोज ऑयल वेल्स आर एलिजिबल फॉर अ डेप्रिसिएशन एट अ रेट ऑफ 15% एज वेल. बट यहाँ पे ये नहीं करना है कि रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी रिन्यूएबल डिवाइस और ऑयल वेल्स को आप एक ही ब्लॉक कर दो, नहीं करना है, राइट? दीज टू आर डिफरेंट ब्लॉक्स, even though their rate is same, but they are different blocks. Now coming to the last block, where the rate of tax, where the rate of depreciation is 40%, right? So what all things come here? Computer and computer softwares. Next is your any kind of pollution control equipment, whether that is air pollution control equipment or your water pollution control equipment or solid waste control equipment. So they are again eligible for depreciation at the rate of 40%. Now the next is what? Any books owned by a professional or any books which is owned by a person who is running a business of books. Again, books of any kind is chargeable to depreciation of 40%. Aeroplanes are chargeable to depreciation of 40%. Now, uh, now it says that इससे पहले हमने क्या पढ़ा था कि एनी काइंड ऑफ एनर्जी रिन्यूएबल डिवाइस which is installed on or before 31st March 2014. But what about the devices which are installed after 31st March 2014? So in that case, what happens? Again, they are chargeable to a depreciation of 40%, right? On or before 31st March 2014, it is 15%, and on or sorry, after 31st March 2014, it is 40%, right? Um, so it includes any kind of windmill which is specifically designed device, or it is any kind of electric generators or pumps which is running on wind energy, which is installed after 31st March 2014, then it will also be charged at a rate of 40%, right? So let's start with a quick revision of that. The first class is what? The first class is your building. Residential building 5%, non-residential building 10%, and your temporary erection buildings are charged at a rate of 40%, right? 40% done. Now comes to furnitures and fittings. Any kinds of furnitures and fitting, including your electrical fittings, that will be charged at a rate of 10%. Now the last block, that is your intangible asset. Any kind of intangible asset except your goodwill is charged at a rate of 25%. Now, coming to the last class, that is your plant and machinery. So plant and machinery में जो first है आपका, that is your motor vehicles used for hiring business. उनके लिए क्या है रेट? फॉर देम द रेट इज 30%. बट इफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मोटर व्हीकल इज acquired between your 23rd August 2019 to 31st March 2020, then the rate of depreciation will be 45%. Similarly, any kind of motor vehicle which is not used for hiring business, the rate of depreciation is 15%. And if it is purchased between 23rd August 2019 to 31st March 2020, then the rate of depreciation will be how much? It will be 30%, right? Hiring business के लिए क्या है? 30% and 45%. Non-hiring business के लिए it is 15% and your 30%. Now the next is what? Any kind of ships, any kind of vessels, any kind of speedboat which is operating on inland waters, right? So उनके लिए क्या है rate? उनके लिए the rate is 20%. Next is your computers and computer softwares, and your any kind of pollution control equipments, any kind of books, any kind of aeroplanes, and lastly your energy renewable devices which are installed after 31st March 2014. The rate of depreciation is 40%. For oil wells, it is 15%, and for renewable energy devices which are installed on or before 31st March 2014, the rate of depreciation is 15%. And lastly, in the class of plant and machinery, if there is any such product, which any such item which does not fall in any category of any of the categories in this, then that will be chargeable to depreciation at a rate of 15%. फॉर एग्जाम्पल योर मोबाइल फ़ोन, राइट, मोबाइल फ़ोन के बारे में तो कहीं पे भी नहीं दिया है, सो मोबाइल फ़ोन विल फॉल इन दिस पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी. सिमिलरली जो आपका EPA-BX मशीन होता है, इंटरकॉम कॉलिंग सिस्टम का मशीन होता है, अगेन दैट ऑल्सो फॉल्स इन दिस कैटेगरी एंड विल बी चार्ज टू डेप्रिसिएशन एट अ रेट ऑफ 15%, राइट. I hope this video was helpful to you. And if you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, The Witty Turtle. And in the next class, we will understand how to calculate your depreciation. And yes, also share this video with your CA and CMA final friends.